Alright, so some of them. Fuck. Hold on. Alright, this is my video for Big Idea 2 for AP Bio, and, alright, so some of the important biological systems that require free energy and matter are reproduction and growth. In order to maintain order in living systems so that they can grow and reproduce, they need free energy. So, growth happens when a cell is increased in size or in number. This process is thought to be irreversible in any organism. So, this means that once you start growing, you can't go back, so you can't like shrink or something. So reproduction uses free energy in order for two individual organisms to produce new individual organisms. So they're offspring, so babies. Organisms also use free energy to maintain organization. For example, they use free energy to regulate body temperature and their metabolism. So organisms use different energy-related processes in order to stay alive. For example, they use endothermy and ectothermy. Endothermy. Ectothermy is when organisms use external thermal energy to try and regulate and maintain their body temperature. This means that these organisms rely on environmental heat to maintain homeostasis. Right, this is why many organisms have their own ways in which to capture, use, and store their own free energy so that they can survive. An example of this is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process in which green plants and some other organisms capture sunlight and use it to synthesize their food from carbon dioxide and water. So this shows that it ensures its survival through capturing its energy from the sun. Cellular respiration and fermentation use things such as sugars in order to get their free energy so that they can phosphorylate ADP and create ATP, which is energy for the body. So both photosynthesis and cellular respiration are independent in their reactants and in their products. Another thing that organisms must do so that they can grow, reproduce, and maintain organization is that they need to exchange matter with their environment. They need to do this so that they can maintain their homeostasis. Homeostasis is maintained by the constant movement of molecules. So this means that they always try to stay balanced. Organisms also use feedback mechanisms so that they can regulate their reproduction, growth, and homeostasis. There are positive feedback mechanisms and there are also negative feedback mechanisms. Positive feedback mechanisms will amplify responses, while negative feedback mechanisms are used so that it can return back to its target point, which will negate the effect of the response. So this means that it will return to whatever it was before the response. So the stimulus. Some alterations in feedback mechanisms can have very bad effects. It can cause diseases. it can cause things such as diabetes in humans and inability of plants to tolerate water and stress during a drought. There are many types of mechanisms. Some of the most important mechanisms for obtaining nutrients. Some of the more important mechanisms are those for obtaining nutrients, the mechanisms for getting rid of waste, and the mechanisms of osmoregulation and nitrogenous waste production. All of these things show that the communication within populations help individuals and the population survive. So this shows that all populations need each other in order to survive. So they need to communicate with each other and